Hello again, it's Steph. If this is your first time on the channel, I'm glad you've decided to come with us on our journey to political enlightenment. And if you are returning, hi gang. Turns out we're up by 20 subscribers since the last video, which is like amazing. Again, doesn't seem like that large a number, but like I'm really happy you guys are all here. Hopefully as time goes on, more and more people take an interest in learning more about our country and her politics. So first things first, how's everybody doing? I know that in Nigeria the lockdown measures have been eased to some extent in some of the states, and I'm hoping that despite that, those people who are able to stay home are, staying home and trying to flatten the curve, and for those who are unable to stay home, as you go out you are maintaining effective social distancing, and you are trying your best to stay as hygienic as possible, washing your hands, sanitizing, wearing masks, all of that stuff, to protect yourselves as well as your family and loved ones, right? So in the last video we went over the federal government of Nigeria as well as its organs, and in this video we're going to go, briefly go over the state government structure in Nigeria. Because I'm from Lagos State, I'm going to make reference to Lagos, but it doesn't really matter because the structure is the same across the country. So you could just honestly, I could leave some links as to how I found information about Lagos, and then you could probably look it up for your respective states. Yeah. Now, as of 1996, Nigeria has 36 states and 1 territory, which is the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. Being sovereign entities, the Nigerian states have the power to organize their individual governments however they choose, as long as it falls within the parameters of our constitution. And just like the federal government, the state government also has its different organs. The legislature, if you remember from the last video, is the House of Assembly, which consists of elected members from each constituency within the state. Now, not only do they make the laws that govern the state, they also assess and approve the annual budget for the state presented by the governor. For example, last year, Sanwo-Olu, who's the current governor of Lagos State, presented a bill of 1.168 trillion
what?
Naira to the House of Assembly. And the theme was the Bill of Awakening, or Awakening to a Greater Lagos, right? The Lagos State House of Assembly approved this budget because, according to the governor, it's supposed to improve private sector-led economic growth by investing in infrastructure and security, right? Oh, and another thing, it's supposed to, I believe, improve civic engagement. Civic engagement, for anyone who might not be familiar, is supposed to be citizens having a sense of protection over public values, and seeking to make a change and a difference in your community. So let me just check in on you guys. How are you guys feeling this year? Feeling particularly patriotic? Civically engaged? I don't even think that's a word. What the hell is civically engaged? Is that a thing? I'm gonna look it up after this. But yeah, that's the legislature and what they do. Moving on to the executive. So the executive of a state consists of the governor and his deputy governors and ministers, and they are responsible for the daily administration of the state, as well as I guess overseeing the ministries. Each ministry is headed by a commissioner who is assisted by a permanent secretary. In another video, I will go into each of the ministries in a state or the country, I guess, as a whole, and talk about their various functions and the role of each of the ministers slash commissioners, I guess. So I'll do that in a separate video. But moving on, we have the judiciary. So the judiciary is headed by the chief judge of the state, who's appointed by the governor, as long as it's approved by the House of Assembly. And other distinguished members of the judiciary include, I believe, the Attorney General of the state, the Commissioner for Justice, as well as the Chief Registrar. If you're wondering, the Chief Registrar is the head of administration and accountant of the judiciary. Yeah, with the state judicial system, you have 3 levels of court. So you have the customary court, the magistrate court, as well as the high court, which is like your last resort. So like once you reach that side, that's it. Like I feel like that's the furthest you could go. The judiciary also has something called the Judicial Service Commission, and they're responsible for the appointment and promotion of judicial staff, and they also carry out some disciplinary functions. And that commission is headed by the Chief Justice of the state. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, there isn't a lot of information, like I said, for the state. I hope you enjoyed my little burst of information. That doesn't make any sense. I hope you enjoyed the little information I had to share today. If you did, like, share, comment, subscribe, yeah, all of that jazz. And yeah, in our next video, you know what? I'm working on something for the local government video. So I don't know that will be the next video if I don't get it done in time. So it's very likely that our next video will be a drunk session. So I do request that during the course of this week that you guys send me the most ridiculous headlines that you've seen over the past week or two in relation to what's going on in Nigeria. So like any headline you've seen that's made you go like, you've got to be kidding me, like please forward them to me. I'm gonna leave my social media above, and you can send them to my DMs, or yeah, preferably just like send them to my DMs, or if you want my email, you could request for my email as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you next week. Bye!